So I wanted to talk about a strategy in Dead by Daylight that if you play Dead by Daylight, I am almost 100% positive you've heard of it before. If you have watched me stream, I know that you have definitely heard me talk about it before and have probably seen it in use. I just wanted to go a little bit more in depth with it and actually give you a kind of a guide on this strategy. So this strategy is called the 3-gen strategy. What is it? It is a macro strategy used by killers. Basically, you pick an area where there are 3 gens in close proximity of each other, and you guard those 3 gens with your life. So why is it used by killers? So if generators are getting repaired, at a fast pace by survivors, then the killer will use this strategy as kind of a backup plan to, give him or her a little bit more control. It's a very strong strategy to implement if you do it correctly, and killers see the aura of the gens, so it gives the killers more information and allows them to implement it before survivors can recognize that it's happening, and then at that point it's too late. What killers benefit from it the most? All killers really utilize this strategy. It doesn't work for one killer and not the other killer. It works for all killers. However, it's better on killers with more mobility, like Nurse, Spirit, Blight. Those killers, it really magnifies the strategy, but all killers can use this strategy. It's just a lot scarier when all the gens are within one blink of a nurse. So the benefits of it, limits the map size. So the way I think of it is the map size is wherever the gens are. So if there are, if the map is however many units by however many units, like a square, there are 4 gens on the left side and 3 gens on the right side. The survivors do all the 4 gens on the left side. There's only 3 gens on the right side, so essentially that map is cut in half. Now, if those 3 generators are closer to each other, then the map could be even, cut down by 3/4 or whatnot. So it really helps. Like in the second bullet point, really helps make the survivors come to you and not you having to search for them. By the end of it all the pallets will be used and broken. So there are 3 gens there's 3 gens and only one of them needs to be done. However, because of how close they are, and all the survivors will be near those generators, and so they'll be utilizing those loops, and all the pallets by those loops will be gone. Therefore, it'll be a lot easier for the killer to get hits and downs, because all the survivors are going to be mobbing the gens, and it'll just be really easy for the killer to get downs because there will be no loops for the survivors. It gives the killer actual control of the game. There's a lot of cases where the killers have little to no control of the game and the outcome. However, the strategy really helps them with that. Obviously, it keeps the game from ending, and it can provide a really solid comeback for the killer if he or she got down super early and got gen rushed super early. This is a way to really slow the game down and really help killers end up winning games. So yeah, but something I will add to this, by making the survivors come to you. So when you implement a 3-gen strategy, you have to establish kind of an invisible line that you cannot pass. Good survivors are going to recognize that you 3-gen them. They're going to say, we're screwed. And what they're going to do is they're going to try to lure you away and have you chase them. that, and then his or her teammates can go in and fix the generators. You're going to want to always, like, guarding your gens is the biggest priority in this, 100%. The disadvantages, because there's, this isn't like foolproof. So at first, it's kind of hard to know which 3 gens to choose, because it takes practice to recognize the 3 gen before it's already taken place, because sometimes you get lucky and survivors do it for you. However, good survivors won't let that happen, so you need to implement it when they have 2 gens left to do, or 3 gens left to do, or sometimes even 4. So it takes a lot of practice and map knowledge too. Generators that are on different floors, just because they're closer this way doesn't mean they're closer this way. So you'll still have to travel a long distance, even if it's close like this, but you're still traveling upwards. And so sometimes survivors recognize and try to prevent the 3 gen early. However, because you see the aura of the gens, you have more information than they do, so you should be able to establish a 3 gen before they can prevent it. And then optimal survivor friend teams, obviously, if all of them are on comms together and they're all optimal loopers, and they'll just slowly but surely work on the generators, they'll eventually win. And then, so when that happens, I want to add kind of a asterisk under it, or an extra bullet under this point. It is okay sometimes to, if you see yourself slowly but surely slipping from the 3 gen, let the 3 gen break so you can bring it into late game and maybe get some downs and kills. It's kind of risky, but if you're slipping and it's not working out for you, you need to just let it break and try something else. So is the strategy map dependent? It's definitely easier to use the strategy on some maps, like Azrael's resting place. I mean, if you just stay on one side of the map, it will basically do it for you. I mean, if you're on the shack side, it can you can even 4 gen. That's how good that map is for that strategy. And then, but it's harder on others like Hawkins National Laboratory. We have 2 to 3 gens on different floors, and the map and the base of the map is really big, and the pathing's really weird. So it's a lot harder to implement that, but it can still be done. Does this work 100% of the time? Of course not. No strategy will work 100% of the time. But this strategy is a really strong strategy. There's obviously, I could obviously go more in depth, but I just kind of wanted to give you a short, brief overview of what this does. I definitely do it all the time when I stream playing Killer. But give it a try. Let me know how it goes. Like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate everything that you all do. And with that being said, I'm out.